Good morning, everybody. It's a beautiful Sunday morning, and I'm Aastha Tatia, your happiness coach. And with me is Mr. Raju Goyal, who's the Chief Technical Officer, Ultratech Cement Limited, Aditya Birla Group. So, very warm welcome to you, sir.
Good morning, Aastha.
Good
Thank you very
morning.
much for this. This is my privilege to talking to you today.
Thank you so much for agreeing on a Sunday morning. I know that's the only day you have with family and for your own chores. But thank you so much for agreeing to be a part of this conversation. So, such a pleasure to have you with me. And, you know, uh, just to let all of you know, Mr. Raju Goyal is somebody who has 29 years of experience in the cement industry across Asia, Africa, Europe, Oceania, and surely he brings a very rich and diverse experience, exposure. But today I'm going to be very selfish in extracting uh, his journey as a leader that he has evolved into today. What has been the ups and downs? How has he managed himself? Um, what are those traits or attributes which have made him into who he is today? So I think I really want to know that, sir, from you today. And maybe we won't get too much on the technical side, but yes, this part of it is something I would really want to delve into. And for all the viewers, I'm sure they would want to know because when we talk about leadership, in today's context, in today's scenario, I think it's become even more relevant with the kind of multi-diversity that we are dealing with, the kind of challenges that are coming up. And it's not just restricted to one individual, it's about involving everybody, taking everybody along. I think the whole leadership has changed, the context has changed. So, in that sense, I would love to hear from your rich experience. And to begin with, I would first want to know how has the journey been for you? How would you define your journey of 29 years?
Swastha, let me thank you for the wonderful introduction. I don't think I had this before. You have summarized in very nice word my 29 years, and it's really privileged to talk to you on this my journey on this uh, experience. As a person, I think I have been to the number of cultures, number of countries, number of places. That I don't know how to say that whether I'm successful or not. But I can tell you I'm very satisfied what I have achieved, what I have learned, and whatever I have seen and experienced in the different part of the world, and meet number of peoples that made me very rich in the culture and understanding of the people. Because I believe that every individual is a very unique person, and that uniqueness is differentiate ourselves also, as well as we can learn from each other too much. And that makes me very happy to see that I have experienced that personally.
Wow, lovely. So, you just mentioned that you have been to so many different locations and met so many different people, people from different countries, different places, diverse backgrounds. But what has been your experience? Surely that has been enriching for you. What has been your experience, or how do you think that has helped enrich your personality? How has that helped you grow as a leader?
Yes, that's a very good question. I think I have to go back to the when I started my first time, my first international experience. I'm not sure whether people will be surprised to know that my first international assignment was in North Korea.
Wow,
So
North
that I
Korea.
think you can understand where I started my journey. And yes, I think each country, each culture, each tradition have very different value sets, very different doing the things in different way. When I work with the different cultures and different part of the world and different countries and traditions, I learned that how others people think, how other people do the things, and that made me very humble. That made me very what you call that trustworthy, because I believe that respect and trust can be the one of the things which can take you further uh, in your career. Can you give the insight? Can you give it the like enlightenment of your careers or in your vision? And I believe that in this journey, I become more humble, more acceptable. to adopt it, and I learn from the others also. Not only my views matters, but other views also matters. That has made me very different from the other people.
Wow, wow. And I'm sure this was a gradual phenomena. Were you like this from the beginning? How were those beginning days? I would really want to know that. Okay, initially this is how I used to be. Maybe certain things, and over the journey, then how did you evolve? And now that you're saying, I'm so considerate, I am humble, I trust people. How was that journey?
I think you can say that when I was almost 29 or 30 when I left India first time,
Yeah.
and I was as young as the Indian young, and I have thought I know everything. So I
Mm.
started my journey like that. But unfortunately, when I go to the different part of the world, I thought, oh my God, there is so much to learn in the outside world. Not only what I know is enough, and not what I know will be the things will be very important for me. So I think then that opened my eyes and mind and acceptance also. And I think I'll say that what I have to say that in my early journey, I have to learn how to accept other views, other personalities, other feedbacks, and how you see that things differently in the whole process. If you see that when I started my career, and that time, that in almost mid 90s, when people have seen Indians very different way, I'm not shy to say that. When I
Mm-hmm.
went to the Europe and other countries, and everybody see that, oh, what Indians can do here, kind of a attitude. But with my experience, with my knowledge, with my acceptance and adaptability, I have proved them wrong. So it was not a very what you call a smooth journey, but I have to prove myself in that culture, in that work, as well as in the traditions, and let them and help them to accept and adopt me into this culture. So this also depends upon me, how I react in the situations, how I behave in the certain situations. So that was not easy, I can tell you, because you know that we also bring very different culture and value and things. And sometimes our culture and our value are forcing you to be dominate or to be looking for the different things. But when you value yourself as others values also same way, you can bring the bridge, you can build the bridge, you can bring them together and make the difference in the society, in your work, in your life, personal life, professional life, and the culture also you can do that. So I can say that yes, it was not easy, but I can tell you within 6 months I learned how to do it.
Within 6 months you learned how to do it. And there was one thing that you mentioned which caught my attention, where you said that how to respond was something which was your choice, right?
Yes,
To whatever the circumstances were, whatever the stimuli were, so how to respond to those was your choice.
yes.
So are you saying that you consciously chose that I have an option A and I have an option B, and I am choosing to respond in this manner?
I think I'll subconscious or consciously, I think I did not choose this one, but I have very quickly align or quickly understand that I have to see other point of view also. So I would say that respect was the one of the biggest word I can say, that I start respecting other views, others' personalities, other cultures. Because if you say that irrespective of gender, irrespective of race, irrespective of nationalities, the respect is the only one thing can bring the trust, and then you can build the your journey.
Was it easy?
I will say that it was not easy, but I think being a young and ambitious, I will say that I'm very ambitious. Still, I'm ambitious. Being ambitious, you have to be put your thought, put your things, and you have to pave your path. Being ambitious only will not help you. You have to rethink your strategy. You have to rethink your behavior.
I think there's some sorry, there's some connection issue. I can't
Yes.
hear you very clearly. Sir,
Yeah. Can you hear me
I
now?
think there's some.
Can
Yeah,
you hear
now
me now?
it's better. Yeah, please. Yeah, I can.
So what I'm trying to say that
I can hear.
yeah, in that process, respect is the one of the biggest learning, I can say that, because when you start respecting other culture, other
Yeah.
traditions, and especially I believe that we always have the some biases in our mind. So we have to keep these biases around aside and see that what is happening in the reality and try to find out what is happening there. So because when we work with the different culture, different things, because we work with the different genders, different cultures, different nationalities, and if you have the respect for each other, then you can build the trust. And that I believe that trust will bring you the your acceptance, and you will also accept them also, because that is the key for me, which I learned from my whole experience.
And very well said, sir. What was the impact of all of this when you started to respect, when you accepted people for who they were? You spoke about trusting them, and then people also started accepting you. What was the overall impact that you experienced out of this?
Let me share one experience to you. I will not tell you the name of the country and the company and other things, but just to give you the example, because I
Sure.
was appointed to the one of the management team.
Mm-hmm.
All management team, I was the first expat and first expat which is Indian.
Okay.
And you know that in world, whatever we say, whatever we do, our nationalities, our colors, and our things all matters, whether we like it or not. So when I entered to the boardroom first time, everybody was surprised what I can do. But I had the support from the management who has planted me there. And it took me about 6 months or like almost 6 months to prove myself among them, all the people who are having the 25 to 30 years experience, where I have only started my career. I was almost 32, 34 years old only that time. And
Mm-hmm.
they all are having the 35, 30 big experiences, and I have to work with them. And what with this all approach, what I explained to you, my trust, respect, and acceptance, and adopting the process and their culture and tradition, within 6 months, I become family of them.
Wow.
And I never thought I'm alone there. They become my part of my family. Even my kids and my wife never felt that we are in the different country. We are in the new country. And I can tell you when I was transferred from there, that management, the management who one day, first day did not accepted me or see me very differently, they have
Mm-hmm.
tried their best to stop me for longer time there. But unfortunately,
Oh,
there's a business process, but I have to move. And so I can say that this is to bring you kind of a part of their integral system. And
yeah.
that gives you like a whole feeling that, and I tell you one thing, wherever I have worked, wherever I have gone, and even the short period, the long period, in each and every country, I have the friends.
Wow.
And these
Yeah.
friends are not the friends only the friends. If I need something, I need kind of a question or knowledge I want to tell them, they will be ready to help me. Same thing I can do for that same thing for them. So I have a wide network. If I want something to know about that country or that process or something in their business or something, in one text message, I can get the answer from them. So that kind of relationship we built, and I can get answers for my questions, my worries, my concerns, whatever I have. Or if I want to upgrade my knowledge or something, they will be happy to help me. So that kind of network we built.
Wow. Beautiful. So I think so. What I'm getting is that one big thing that you gained out of it was very, very deep, meaningful relationships everywhere across. Is that right?
Yes, I think that is the key word you choose on that. I think relationship is
Mm-hmm.
matters. Relationship irrespective of your gender, race, nationality, culture, and tradition, whatever you have. If you build the relationship, all the other things becomes meaningful, less meaningful.
Okay. So that brings me to a question that uh, across the globe, I think when we go to different parts of the world, the working cultures are different, the priorities are different, right? But what is that one thing that you would say is universally acceptable? That ये होगा, तो ये दुनिया के किसी भी कोने में ये काम करेगा. Is it respect? Is it trust? Is it connect? वो एक चीज क्या होगी आपके हिसाब से?
As I mentioned to you, because we are very unique, and
Yeah.
every nationality, because I might have worked more than 50, 60 nationalities, every nationality bring their value because the way you have been treated in childhood, the way you have grown up with the
Yeah.
family, in the society, in your city, in your district, or in your national. We all bring the different value set and different values. And I tell you, this is not possible. Anybody's can leave the value for your decision only or your thoughts only. How to bring a bridge between their value and our value? Let's take that because some people, I'll not take the name of the nationality because some people are very precision based. They want very accurate information. They want
Yeah.
very accurate things. But some people in the, I'm talking like in Europe only, but one country need human angle on that one. They want to see the more human angle on that. Other people might be from different nationality will see the money only in that, how much profit I'm going to make it. Some people might see the safety of the people of that, how the safety will be there. Some people might see that how I can benefit it from this one. So there's different value sets are in the table on that when you sit down. What that give and take, because you should not deprive their values and you should not compromise with your own values also. And you have to find the way to convince. My thinking is that either you get convinced or you get or convince them, and that will be, I think, willing the solution. And this only comes from the respect and trust. And you have to understand that you are not only the person knows everything, other people also knows better than you also, and then learn and try to bring it that. So I was it's like a impress in the three words called the respect, trust, and value for their visions.
Value for their vision.
Yeah, value for thoughts or vision or whatever thing.
Okay, value for their vision. Wow. Respect, trust, and value for the vision.
Yeah, what they think, and because they also bring a lot of values, not only you.
Yes. Wow, that's really amazing. Great. So, sir, in this whole journey, in this process, if I were to ask you today, wherever you stand, on a scale of maybe 1 to 10, how would you rate your happiness level?
Okay, happiness can be very subjective word, I can tell you, because
What is happiness for you first? I think let's get to
that's
that.
a good question to ask me, because happiness is depends upon the person to person and their
Yes,
objectives and what they want to do it.
true.
For me, happiness is that the people around me are accepting me, with me, and always care for me, and I can also care for them. So happiness for me is that can I contribute in their life, in their work, in their situations. And I believe, I personally, I can tell you, yes, people talk about
So
the
I think
money.
I lost. I I missed out. There was a connection glitch. So
Is now okay?
yeah, now it's good. Yeah.
Yeah. So happiness for me is depends upon situations also. But
Hmm?
what I believe, if I can make a single or a small contribution or impact in other people's life, in their work, in their situation, or in their relationship, or in their value, I will be very happy to say that I'm very happy. Yes, money is one of the area, but I don't want that money because I only want the money because if somebody come and ask my help, I must able to help them. If I can help them, that is the biggest happiness I have.
Wow. And has this happiness definition for you changed over time? Obviously, it does, because when we are in different phases of life, there are different priorities, different needs, and I think accordingly the definition also changes. Is that true?
Yes, that's true. That's why I mentioned to you. The happiness depends upon the situation.
Situation. And so today, the definition that you live by, what you just mentioned,
Yes.
if I were to ask you to rate on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate it?
I was about 8.
About 8.
Yes, I
Wow.
think still I can do better. Still I can do more. I can still do it. And I'm sure that I can make impact on the people's life.
Okay. Impacting people's lives, making that contribution. Lovely.
That I can do more. I can do more.
You can do more. Okay. So what is that one thing which you, today if you are to say that just one that you desire the most, ये एक चीज मुझे अगर मिल जाती है तो it's like next level for me. Wow.
Aastha, I think I'm not a person who plan my life. I don't plan for the 1 month or and I never plan my life, I tell you. I'm the explorer kind of person. I'm very spontaneous.
Okay.
I never say to the no to any opportunities. I never say in my friend circle, if you can ask them, I never say no to them also. I'm the person who want to let's take it as it comes. and explore it. And I'm happy to say that if I had to go back and say, sorry, I made a mistake, I'm happy to say that also. So
Okay.
especially I have not planned this one, but I believe what will be most happiest thing will be, which I'm very happy to say that if my kids will also support the society, community, and the people around them, that will be my biggest satisfaction and happiness will be,
Okay.
which they are doing, which they are doing. I'm very proud of them
Mm.
because both are living in the US. And now,
Mhm.
one time I can, if you want, I can share one small story. One of my son was start growing hair, and he did not tell me about 2 years, and he has a quite long hair, maybe the half of yours.
Okay.
Then one day he come bald. Then I asked him what happened to him. So he didn't tell any story to me. So then we went to the meet in the summer vacation. We met there and we meet their friends. Then he said, you know, he has grown his hair because one of his classmates was having the cancer. He lost his hair, and he wanted to make a big of his hairs. So this is one of the biggest touching story. I say that he has understood the value of giving. I think if you understand the value of giving, sharing, that's the best thing you can have for in your life.
Wow. That is phenomenal. Very, very well said. And I think it's. I think I'm really moved to hear this story of yours. Uh, and since you talked about your son, I would really want to know how important has the role of your family been. So, who all are there in your family? I would want to know for sure. And how important has their role been in this whole journey of yours?
Astaji, I think if I can say that very proudly, we are still one family. We are the two brothers and sisters. Still, my house is run by my father. He's my head of the family. And still, I have full respect for them. You will not believe. Before I coming to India, he managed my all the accounts and he does everything for me.
Your
And he
father?
is, yes.
Lovely.
And
Okay.
want of time, I will not know how much money and what need to be done and things. I just call my father and do it. So this is coming from our family because my father runs the house. He's the head of the family. Although we all, my brother and myself, well established and well.
Sorry. I'll pause you again. Okay, yes. Yeah, go ahead,
So
please.
my father is the head of the family. He make the decision. My mother is very religious person, and we are coming from a very humble middle class family, and we still believe in the God. We still believe in the people, and maybe my son and kids have seen that same what we coming from family values coming on that, and they learn from there. But one thing I can tell you, I never told my kids do's and don'ts. I never taught them. I never did because I also want them to do and learn. Will you believe that? I have never waked, me and my wife never waked our kids in the morning for the school.
Oh,
And we never ask them whether homework is ready or not. Let them do it because they have to take the responsibility. Yes, one time my son missed the school, but we never get angry with him, no problem. But he was feeling himself, he missed the school because he could not get on time. That was the last day, tell you. He never made this mistake again. So I want them to learn from doing this one. Let them experience it and let them do what they want to do and let them enjoy that things because whatever we do is not always right also. So this is like a learning process in the whole life. I also learn from the same process. My father mother never told me that do this one or do this one. He said if it makes you happy, if you want to do this one, go ahead.
wow.
This process we learn.
I think that's a very, very important lesson. I also take it. I have a daughter who's 8.5, and I think as parents, somewhere we try to, teach, do this, do that, don't do that. So I think that's a great point. That let them experience and explore.
But it doesn't mean I don't give them opinion.
Sure.
If I know
Yes.
something where they would do it, I definitely share my opinion. I
Yeah.
share my thoughts because I
Yeah.
also have kind of a things which I can see they may not be able to see. I will share with them my opinion. I will share with them my thoughts process,
Yeah.
and let them make a decision. Let them do the things what they want to do.
Yeah. I think it's a very fine balance that one needs to strike.
Yeah, I think that's the things we have to do it.
Yeah. True. Very nice. Great
And
stuff. And
second thing we also understand that because nowadays kids are open to the
yeah.
lot of information, lot of media, lot of access to the knowledge available. I believe that they know sometimes better than us what we didn't know at their age. So they know better.
Yeah. Lot of exposure, huge exposure they have. True. Very true. Yeah. Very well said, sir. Thank you so much. One last question that I want to ask you is that we a lot of times talk about our purpose, in life. So I want to put this question to you. Have you ever given it a thought? What is your purpose of being here on this planet? What is something that really gives you that happiness that you're passionate about? I know you mentioned contributing, serving. Is that what it is?
Yes, I think I have gone through the journey of learning. And if you see that what I have, because I was having that practice every 1 or 2 years, I upgrade my knowledge, doing some course, doing some knowledge of enhancement processes and course trainings and things. So I believe that if I can transfer that knowledge and I can share that knowledge to the next generation and make them aware and learn from my mistakes and build on that and serve the society, country, as well as their life and their work will be my, then I'm happy to see that my purpose is met.
Okay, great. Lovely. And last of all, any message that you want to really send out for the leaders who are there? Because I think not just the corporate world, I think in our capacity, all of us are leaders. What would be your message to leaders? Yeah, just your message.
So I will put in the two parts of that. One is for us as the leaders. We should be we should learn also. We should not say that we know everything. So we should learn and then we should care for others. And wherever you can share that. So for me, learning, caring, and sharing will be the one of my mool mantra.
Oh, lovely. Learning, caring, and sharing. So that's what you've done all your life, and that's what you want to share with.
Respect the people. Respect the people. And people make the mistake. It doesn't mean this is a mistake. This is for me the experiment. And give them a space to learn and do the things. And I still believe that whatever the level you are, whatever you do in your personal life or professional life, respect and trust the people. I know there is some kind of a apprehension behind that, because when you trust the people, you might get the betrayed also, but that's fine, no problem. Then you also learn in the whole process. But don't let trust go away from you. Let's trust the people, respect them. Everybody is a unique. Everybody has the role to play in your life, in their life, in the society, in the nation, in the community, wherever they are. They have role to play. They are here for some kind of a reason. Let them enjoy that also.
Lovely. Thank you so much, sir. It was such a pleasure to hear you out, and I think that's what enriches us also. I think all the people who are now going to be viewing the recorded version, thank you first of all for taking time and listening to the conversation, to the interview. And from your experience, I think the huge thing, a huge takeaway for me would be, like you said, learning, lifelong learning, caring for people around, and then sharing whatever I can, everything that I have, which you've beautifully done with all of us today. And I think your little anecdotes, your stories have really put the point in place for us to grasp. So thank you so much. Respect is something that we really need to take on, respecting everybody around. And yeah, so great. So thank you so much, sir. It was a pleasure to have you with us. I really look forward to more interactions with you. This was clearly not enough for me. I can see there's so much that I can learn from you. And truly a beautiful Sunday morning. Thank you for giving this time.
Thank you, Aastha, for giving me the platform. Thank you, Aastha, for giving the platform to share my thoughts and my views, if I can make something out of this. And thanks for your time, and thank you, and have a wonderful Sunday to you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. Bye-bye.